making sure we're all on the same page prior to spring football. I know we still got about 6 weeks, but
yeah,
there's been a little change, so we just got to make sure we're all moving in the same direction.
All right. Well, you guys have a lot. I mean, hopefully this year's going to be a lot different for you guys than the last one because that was an odd year. But that being said, I know we got a schedule here to keep. So, I'll just start off like this. It was an exceptionally challenging year last year. I would imagine in some cases with the running back recruiting, but you guys with Brandon Campbell and Ingram, I mean, you guys ended up with 2 exceptional running backs. And just take me through when the relationship started with Brandon Campbell, because this is a kind of a unique one that you have with him and the family, and what USC is getting in him, not just a football player, but a young man.
He's an unbelievable young man. Matter of fact, he's hitting me up constantly right now about getting him film and wanting to understand, in great detail, what we're trying to get accomplished from an offensive, from a scheme standpoint. So he's a student of the game. He's a joy to be around. He worked hard. He's done a good job of coming in and fitting in with his teammates. So, and to say, our older kids have done a good job, man, of opening their arms and welcoming them in too. So that's been great to see. We've been able to watch these kids work out a little bit over the last week or so in the weight room, and just watch them encouraging each other and watching him accept it. So I'm excited about that. We're able to get on Brandon really probably around this point last year or so, Scott. I don't remember exactly when he was able to commit. I'd been able to watch him play a couple times during his sophomore year, and really liked just his balance. And he's very explosive. He's compact, but I think I don't know what 5'8", 5'9" or so, but it's going to be one of those dudes. He's already at 206, 207. I'm like, slow down. Hey, big horse, because he's
he works his ass off. I know that.
He does. He's kind of got that lower half that you're looking for in a running back. And again, we hadn't done much out on the field yet, but just through the weight room and watching him stretch and whatnot, he's got great hip flexibility. So excited to see what he's able to do.
As a runner, and us amateur guys that are watching film and watching guys like Brandon play, it seems like as far as running backs, he offers that quick twitch running style that I don't think was present for you guys last year.
He's got some twitch about him. You know what I mean? And the thing I said that is most impressive to me is not only is he sudden, but there's a great balance and ability to miss people. Mm-hmm. Have people miss in small windows. So again, I'm excited to see him out there.
When you talk about that, making guys miss, one of the guys that it just was so fun to watch him was on punt returns was Deshawn Jackson, and you could literally have 3 guys coming at him within 3 yards, and it was just this quick little step one way. He just had and some guys just know it's just the instinct. Can you teach that?
No, that's you can. There's little drills and things you do to help improve it, but a lot of that's God given. I had a chance to see that dude take one back in Alamo Dome one time in one of those All-American games.
Yeah,
pretty special player.
Oh man, and Brandon too. For somebody like me that gets out there and watches these guys play 7-on-7 far too much than I would like to. He's also exceptional pass catcher.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Yeah, he was he frequented the 7-on-7 circuit, and it's going to benefit him because he is a natural catcher of the football, and has shown some ability, some routes when you spread him, remove him from the backfield. Again, it's interesting. He's got some, definitely has some tools. We just got to put him to work. You talk about explosion. I think he vertical 37, 38. I mean, that's for me is one of the things that you kind of look at. We're like I said, I can't say enough. We're excited to get on the football field.
Chiata Ingram,
Mhm.
with these transfers now, you guys kind of have to see them. And sometimes we may know they're entering the portal by news releases or whatever it might be. But you guys got on him quickly and signed him. And the way it was put to me is that this is somebody who could really cause a lot of damage to defenders in the Pac-12.
Yeah, he was at the top coming out of high school. He was very, very, very expressive, very, very impressive. He was a good football player coming out of Beast, Texas. But one of the things that I looked at, and the film speaks for himself. The Robinson kid is a good player, great player. Heisman candidate, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason that he didn't play for those first few games. This kid is he's got to come in. He's got to put he's got to put in the work. The thing that I wanted to make sure we did some digging into, visiting not just with some guys that are on that previous staff at Texas, but with some guys from high school coaches and whatnot, and was that character piece, and they raved about him, man. So through the recruiting process, he's a pro's pro, and he handled everything the right way. I'm just glad we were able to get him out here.
This may be something you can or can't answer. For somebody like myself, we get stuff thrown at us every day from fans and people that are highly interested in USC. And the run game is something that you guys have a bunch of really talented running backs, and I wouldn't expect that you're going to continue to struggle with the running game like it was at time last year. And there's been a new offensive line coach that was hired, and he's coached in the air raid offenses for the best
Mm-hmm.
of the best, like you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that important?
Well, I think just from a schematic standpoint, and from it's simple, effective schemes, and I think that's what we preach from a passing game standpoint, and and that's kind of what we're going to lean on for a run game standpoint. We're going to look at, all right, here's who we want to be. Here's what we want to run, and we're going to go out and execute it at a high level.
How much time do we have? We still have a couple minutes?
Yeah.
All right. From the end of the season and going forward and heading into springtime, what do you want to see from your running backs? I mean, honestly, when you look at Babai, I thought Babai was outstanding. It's just that he wasn't available to you all the time. But
I want to see him compete, man. You know what I mean? And you're right. I thought, I'm going to have one running back, and I just believe in that. It's similar to, I don't believe in rotating quarterbacks. I believe you get in the rhythm, the more you see, the better you're going to be. And when Vi was healthy, I think we saw a good example to what an RB1 could possibly do in this system. Mm-hmm. And that's what has to happen. That's what has to happen if we want to continue to recruit the best of the best to USC. Then our running backs better show some production.
Yeah,
or that becomes pretty dang difficult to do. So that's a plan. I want to see him compete. Want to see him get after it. I want it to be a very physical spring, and we come out of it with a depth chart with RB1, RB2, and those guys roll.
Last question. Maybe I might have one more after this, but this is something I bring up with every coach. I'm not sure why, but it's just I haven't seen the excitement level and the confidence in the guys you're recruiting quite to the extent that I am right now, maybe for as many as 10 years. These guys are really confident in you guys as a staff, and they're really excited about the direction of the program. What is the message that you're sending these guys? Because whatever it is, they're buying it.
Yeah, Scott, I think I talked to you about it a little bit right when I first got here. I think we were at a game. I don't remember who we were watching play, but I think that coming from Texas and then coming to USC, I think somehow we kind of lost that identity of who and what USC is and how well that brand is viewed, and it's about being more aggressive, I mean, going out there and making sure we're telling our narrative, creating our own narrative, and instead of just sitting back and maybe having some people dictating that narrative for us. And, you know, we got everything you need to sell here at USC. You know, you just got to go out and you got to put in the work and you got to make these kids believe it. And we've got a group of men right now that are doing a heck of a job of doing that.
All right, last question. And this goes back to the guys that basically hired you all, and Mike Bone and Brandon Sosna. And it just seemed, you know, I just sent you in your football program. It just seemed like the direction going forward there's going to be an ascension. It's inevitable that you guys are at some point in the near future going to be extremely competitive again on the national scale. How important is that support from them? I mean, is it possible to just bring in some coach like Urban Meyer, or I see it seems like the blueprint is to build from the ground up, and you guys have really done a great job of doing that.
What I tell you is it's not lip service. Those men are committed to seeing USC playing on the national stage again, and we see it in the resources that they're. I mean, each and every day they're coming and asking us what we need. What do you need in order to make that next step? And then once you know, it's one thing to ask it, you know, and then once they're given a list or what have you, they go out and they execute it. And as ball coaches, you can't ask for any more than that. So, yeah, they're putting the pieces in place for us to have a ascension back to the top of the college football ranks. And I'm not talking about in a couple of years. I'm talking about now.
Yeah. Well, hey, Coach Mike Jinks, everybody, man, thank you so much for
you got it, buddy.
We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.